Good morning, geography students. Today we are going to talk about formatting your essay, which is one of the last steps. So you should be done with your entire immigration essay template at this point. If you are not, make sure you get that done as soon as possible. So your entire introduction, both of your body paragraphs, and your conclusion should be written, and we'll start on the works cited tomorrow. But for today, we are going to talk about how to format this essay and what it should look like to make it look like a real academic essay that is all ready to be turned in. So, as far as formatting goes, we are going to have a few tips and a few requirements for what your essay has to look like. You cannot just turn in your essay template and assume that your essay is done, because remember, this is an academic essay assignment. We need to make sure that it looks a specific way. I am going to go ahead and go to your essay formatting guide just to give you a better look as to how this essay should actually appear. So in this upper right-hand corner, you are going to have a header. And everyone needs to make sure that they're paying extra attention to this part so I can show you how to insert a header. So at the very top on this toolbar, you're going to see the insert button. You will click not header. I know that's a little confusing, but there's an easier way to do it. You will actually click page numbers. You will wait for this to come up and you'll click this first one right up here that tells you the page number, right? And then you will type whatever your last name is on this little right-hand bar right here. Make sure that you put your mouse over here, right? You can type whatever your last name is, and then you will also put a comma, and then the page number will update automatically. So now as we go through, we see, oh, this is my last name in page 2. This is my last name in page 3. Once you've done it the one time, that's all you have to do. It's as simple as that. From there, you will put your first and last name. You will put your teacher's name, your block number, and whether you're college prep or honors, you can just simply put CP or H, or you can spell them out, and you will put the date that your essay is due depending on which teacher you have and which due date you have. So that will all not be a header. You will just type this in normally. You don't have to press insert or anything like that, but it will go on the left-hand side. You will have a title as well. So you will title your essay something. Your essay title should let me know whether you are going to be arguing for amnesty or deportation. The title does not have to be super clever. Don't spend forever coming up with it. But again, it should let us know this essay is about illegal immigration, and it should let us know what you're going to be focusing on, whether that's amnesty or deportation as the better solution to that problem. Next, you will start with your introduction paragraph, right? That's the beginning of your essay. Yours will not be in bold, but it will be tabbed over, okay? So you are going to make sure that instead of being like this, you will hit that tab button once to give it that indentation. Each time you start a new body paragraph, you're going to want to indent it. You will have 4 total indentations here because you have 4 total paragraphs. Remember, your introduction must have a grabber, a bridge, and a main claim with your 2 key topics that will become your subclaims in your body paragraphs. Your body paragraph 1, you will indent. Remember, no bold, but you will indent. You'll have your first topic that you mentioned in your main claim, your subclaim. You'll have an evidence sentence, 2 sentences of analysis, an evidence sentence, 2 sentences of analysis. If you're in honors, you'll have a counterclaim, then you'll have a concluding sentence. Same exact thing for body paragraph 2, except you will focus on the second topic you brought up in your main claim. And then finally, you'll have your concluding paragraph where you restate your main claim, you have a broad statement, you have a so what statement. None of this should be new to us. It should all be fairly simple at this point, but I do want to make sure that we are actually taking it from our essay template. So if we look into our Google Classroom essay template here for a moment, you will see you should have a grabber filled out, a bridge filled out, and a main claim filled out. It's as simple as taking this, pressing copy, and then going right back into your document later, your blank document where you will type up your essay, and pasting it, right? In this exact format, so you will end up with an essay, and I'll show you what that should look like in just a moment. You will have a works cited page at the very end. It will always be on its own page, okay? So it'll be on its own page at the very end, and we'll get into how to do that tomorrow. So just save that for right now. As far as some of the things your essay must include, it must have a header with a last name and page number. We already talked about that. It must be double spaced, okay? So make sure when you go in to look at your essay, automatically it should double space, but if not, you can always highlight the text after you are done, right? And you can go to format, you can go to line spacing and to double. Make sure that your heading is on the left-hand side. Your title should be centered. Those are found right up here. It should be Times New Roman, size 12-point font. It's right here if you want to make it Times New Roman. Sometimes docs will automatically do Arial, which is incorrect. And you'll want to make sure your font is sized to 12. You will also want to make sure you have 1-inch margins all around the page. To do that, you can go to File, you can go to Page Setup, and you just make sure these are all 1. That should be your default, so you shouldn't have to change it. Finally, we've got some works cited stuff going on here. We're going to get into that tomorrow. But if I were you, I would just save a little place, maybe type in works cited at the very last page of your essay. Remember, it's on its own page entirely. It's not on a page with anything else. And then you can save that as a placeholder before we go ahead and start that. So let's go back to our slides, make sure we got everything correct. This is all the information we just went over. Some more information about how to do that header by using that page number like we talked about. So as far as your tasks for today go, number 1, I want you to complete the essay puzzle assignment. That assignment is in Canvas. So you will access it through your Canvas course just like you access everything. It will look like this, just to show you. It will be an entire essay that is out of order. Okay? This is an A+ essay. This essay is a very good sample of how your essay should be. You are going to literally take parts of this and say, I think this is the grabber, copy and paste it. Copy and paste what you think the main claim is. Okay, so you'll read this. Again, it's out of order. You will put it into order. This is a little tricky, but I want you to do your best with it. Then at the very, very end, there is a key. So there's no excuse to get this incorrect because there is a key. And then one other thing I wanted to show you is this is how your essay should look. This is how a fully fleshed out and completed essay should look. It has all this stuff at the top. It has all of the headings, all of the important stuff we talked about. It has a title that tells us deportation's what it's about, right? And then we get into the actual essay. We have our indentations, so we have clear paragraphs. Our intro's a little shorter, right? Which is totally fine. There's not as much that needs to go in it. We have our entire essay here, including our quotes, including our analysis. We have our counterclaim if we're going to be in honors. We see that our header stays with us. All that sort of stuff. We see that it's double spaced, it's Times New Roman. And then at the very last page, we see that we do have a works cited page. Again, we'll get more into that and how to do that tomorrow. But if you are confused at all how your essay should look, after you have formatted it today, I would suggest you go back to this one right here and you make sure yours looks exactly like it. A word to the wise, this essay has been turned in through Turnitin.com. Your essay is going to be turned in through Turnitin.com. Please do not copy and paste this essay and pass it off as your own because your teacher will 100% know. This is the essay puzzle key we've been using forever. We are all very familiar with this essay. We will know if it's plagiarized. Then you get a 0 and you don't get to pass 9th grade, okay? So make sure you are not copying this essay. What we do want you to copy is the format. We want you to see how it's supposed to look, mimic that. That's totally fine. Just don't copy the actual words. After you do that assignment, and again, it shouldn't take that long because there is a key, but you should try it first before you immediately resort to looking at the key. Use the blank document on Google Classroom to copy and paste all of your work into the essay format. So this is when you are going to go onto Classroom. You will see an assignment called Completed Immigration Essay, and you will see, here's a guide I can use, the one that I just went over with you, right? Should look familiar because we just went over it together. But this is all the tips, all the requirements, tells you everything that you need to do, right? So that's there for you. And then you will see you have a blank document right here, right? This is just a blank document where you are actually going to go through and say, okay, let me type my name, let me do my header, let me do my title, and let me actually start going from my essay template, right? From this thing right here, all the work you have, going through, copying and pasting it into this blank document. And again, save a space at the very last page for the works cited, which we will get to tomorrow. So that is going to be what you're working on today. Please, please, please make sure you follow all the directions on the formatting guide. It is super important that your essay looks exactly like this. This is what all of your academic essays for pretty much the rest of your life, and especially your time at SCHS, will look like and what will need to look like. So make sure you're getting familiar with it. Make sure you're following all of the requirements. It's a huge bummer if your essay is great, but you didn't format it correctly, so you don't pass because of that, right? It's kind of a dumb reason to not pass. So let's make sure that we are following all of this accurately and correctly. Get those 3 things done today, right? So again, you are completing the essay puzzle assignment, you are looking at that formatting guide, and then you are using it to fill in that blank doc on Classroom. So you're going to copy and paste all of your work into it. It's going to be a full essay by the time you're done with it. And then tomorrow we will work on getting that works cited page done. And then you are almost done, right? You can take a sigh of relief, you can cuddle up with your teddy bear or your puppy, and you are almost done, okay? So good luck, everyone. Reach out to your teacher, reach out to Cave Tutors if you have any questions at all. Remember, we are in crunch time. It is very, very important that we are staying up to date, doing everything we can to pass this essay the first time around so we don't have to do all of those revisions to make it better, because we are already almost done with this term. So good luck, everyone, and I will see you later this week.